We're up to sweep 28. In this sweep, we're looking at doubling and halving numbers up to 99. So this is for year 3 students. We don't make this too difficult. We're not using decimal fractions or anything like that. Let's take a fairly straightforward example. Let's say 34, and we're going to double it. Now, we've taught the multiplying by 2 basic number facts, so the students will know 3 times 2 and 4 times 2, but no one would teach what is 34 times 2 as a fact to be memorized. But seeing as we can multiply the 10s and the 1s separately and combine them together in the answer, of course, this is not difficult. And because there's no regrouping, it's really straightforward. Now, for mental strategies, as I've mentioned in a previous video, for mental computation, we recommend students start on the left, not the right. We start on the right-hand side for written algorithms because it gets messy if you cross things out and rewrite them with a new number once you know there's regrouping. But doing it mentally, there's no such restrictions, and in fact it's easier for most people to start on the left. That's what most adults do when they're doing mental computation. So let's take that approach. 34 times 2, what is 3 times 2, or 3 tens times 2? Of course that will be 6 tens. We can put a label there if we want to, and a label over here. And 4 times 2, well, that's 8. There's the answer, 68. So it's not very difficult. Let's take a more difficult one where there is regrouping. So let's take 47 times 2. Now, as an adult, you'll be able to see straight away, of course, the 7 is going to complicate things because double 7 is 14 and we've got to carry a 10. But we can still start on the left-hand side. Ask the students what is double 40 or double 4 tens. Of course, that's 8. Now, at that point, we will point out to students that they can see by looking at it, if they just glance at the other digit, they'll see that regrouping is required. Double 7 is a number bigger than 9, so we can't squeeze it into the ones place. So because of that, I can't do it with the whiteboard marker, but with a pencil, we could do very lightly the first digit, which will be 8. I'm trying to simulate that with little dots. So double 4 tens is 8 tens. Double 7, a known number fact, is 14. How do we handle 14? Well, we take 10, regroup it into a group of 10, and that's shown in the Think Bubble resource, of course. Add the 10 to the 8 tens, and this can all be done in your head. That will make 9. So if I was using a pencil, I would simply write over that more heavily, and there'll be 4 ones left over. Clearly, it's more difficult. The first one is a doddle because there's no regrouping, but we need students to be able to handle a little bit of regrouping as well, and to do it in their head is not that big a stretch. So 47 times 2 is 94. Now let's look at halving a 2-digit number, and we'll start with 82. So we're dividing by 2, finding half of a number. Again, we'll start with ones without regrouping. We're starting from the left. What is a half of 8 tens? Of course, that's 4 tens. Half of 2 ones is 1 1. The answer is 41. Easy. Now, for regrouping purposes, we're going to take an example like 50 divided by 2. We're not making it any more difficult than halving a 10. This one does take a little bit more thinking. It will be more challenging for your students. What is half of 5? 5 is an odd number, so we can't easily find half of 5. But we can find half of 4 and save the extra 10 for later. Half of 4 tens would be 2 tens. We've got this extra 10 left over. If you like, we can cross this out to help the students see. So we're effectively doing the regrouping. Ideally, we want this done in the head, but as a way to get to the point of being able to do it mentally, we can add a little bit of written notation. So we found half of 4 tens, or 40. Now what's half of 10? And of course the answer is 5. So definitely some more thinking to do when dividing where there's regrouping. But again, students should be encouraged to do that mentally. That's it for this video. See you again soon.